Alright, so I just got home from a fairly unproductive morning after waking up at 7:20 for absolutely no reason. So I figured I would stop being unproductive and make a video. So what I want to talk about today is why I do not like to buy books online. Essentially, it comes down to buying online is boring. Buying books online is not fun in any way. There's nothing interesting about it. There's no satisfaction in it. Yes, getting a package in the mail is exciting, but like when it's from you and you know it's coming, it's not as exciting. It's not the same as going into a bookstore and finding something you weren't expecting, a hidden gem or just something you weren't even looking for. That's the biggest reason why I don't buy online. It's not as much fun. And then I get a strange satisfaction out of finding the books that I'm looking for. It's like I'm challenging myself by just looking at like independent bookstores, because when buying online it's pretty easy to find, what you're looking for, assuming it's popular and not some strange out of print copy or a really rare edition of something. But for the most part, it's easy to find something online, a copy, used copy, pretty cheap. But there's no challenge in it, and I like the challenge of looking at different stores to find what it is I want. That does mean that sometimes it takes me a little while to find like a certain book that I'm looking for, but since I have so many books that I am reading, like I have a backlog of books to read, it's not like I'm in want of that. So it makes it easier for me to sort of put off that instant gratification of wanting the book right now so I could start it, because in reality, when I get a book, I don't usually start it right away. I mean, it's pretty rare, but that happens, which is unfortunate. I would like to do that more. But just with my reading habits, it's not likely to happen. What else? I also like supporting independent bookstores. So there's that. Since I started shopping at independent bookstores, I have found that I really like going to them and finding new ones. I find that there's usually two different types. There's like the brightly lit, really well organized independent bookstores that sells a lot of new books and some used books. And then there's the disheveled, more cramped, used bookstores that sell mostly used books, and the shelves are overflowing and there's stuff on the floor. And I like both, but I do prefer the more disheveled used bookstores, mostly because they have so many books. I am looking for currently hardcover copies of the Wheel of Time series, and I am having a hard time finding those, although it has been fun looking. I was just at a bookstore last weekend, or the weekend before, I think it was the weekend before that, and I found 2 more Wheel of Time hardcovers I didn't have. But so far I only have 5 out of 15 books, so I still have a ways to go. And I'm finding that the earlier books in the series are a lot harder to find. I'm finding a lot more of like the later books, but I already have them now. So I think right now I have 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14. So I'm missing 13 and then 1 through 8. So hopefully I can find them. If not, I may end up asking if any of the booksellers can order them, maybe. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't need them right now anyway, and if I really want to read a book, I can always get it at the library in the meantime while I'm looking for a physical copy of it. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else that I wanted to talk about in regards to buying books online. I did want to mention that when I say that I'm buying books in stores, I primarily mean independent bookstores. I don't like shopping at Barnes & Noble or Books A Million because they are expensive. And while independent bookstores aren't always cheap, like sometimes I spend a lot of money at independent bookstores, I don't feel as bad doing so. I don't like question it as much because I am supporting an independent bookstore. I'm supporting a local bookstore. But with like Barnes & Noble, I don't feel like I'm supporting anyone who needs it. So it's harder for me to justify spending more on a book. I mean, when I walk into those stores, it's overwhelming, and like I do get that rush of being around so many books, and I do love that feeling. But then eventually, as I'm browsing, it just kind of turns sour because they're expensive. So like it kind of just puts a damper on the experience. I also buy books from Bull Moose that sells new and used books. They are a chain, but they're local. It's like in New England mostly. I don't think they're outside of New England, and I really like them so far. I don't think they've gotten too big or outrageous, and usually if I'm looking for something new, I can find it there. Do you like buying books online? And if you do, what do you like about it? Are there any other bookstores that you really like? Any local bookstores that you like? I'm always interested in adding to the list of stores I'd like to visit when I travel, which I don't travel very often, but you never know. Feel free to share and let me know the kinds of books that they have. Thank you for watching this video. It's very random, and yeah, I think I'm gonna go continue to have a very unproductive day. Bye.